you're with Cash Money. They signed that deal with Universal. And then in 98, Juvenile drops 400 Degrees. And then you guys are off to the races. That was, I remember when that album dropped. That was the biggest thing in hip hop at the time. It was a whole new sound. The music was different. The rapping was different. The visuals were different. And then, right after that, they dropped Lil Wayne's album. They dropped the Big Timers album. Like, they started dropping album after album after album, and all of them were going platinum or double platinum or whatever else.
And I was getting lost more and more and more. I think with all the success that was coming with them, and Baby having to stay, and I understand it now. At the time, I really didn't understand it, just to be honest. But, like you said, they were dropping all of these different albums, and Baby was basically chasing the success with the artist that was actually winning. I don't think he was looking to take the time to try to get another artist established when he already got a group that's doing so much. And I made it on my own decision to say, you know what? Let me just get up out this loop. Because what had happened was I had built my city around me being amongst Cash Money. So I was dealing with the back and forth going from New Orleans and coming back home and bringing that same aura to my city. But it got to a point where it's like, okay, man, it's been 3-4 years and we ain't heard you on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or we see you in the Whoa, Whoa, Whoa Kemosabe video, or, but where's the music? And like I say, I became older, a little more eager for wanting my shot to happen. And I left. And came back home and just started to basically, that's where the independence of me as an artist started, was once I left from Cash Money. I came back to ground zero and I created a name for myself throughout my city from a broad level to the point where I started to kind of get off into the business. And at the time, it was only costing me, I don't know, to press up 1,000 CDs at that time, man, you may cost it $1,000 to press up 1,000 CDs. You sell them for $10 a piece. So you do the math. And I started independently pushing myself, but I had a buzz based off of me being from here and being with Cash Money. So I started to release, my own independent projects and hand to hand in these CDs throughout my city, and started realizing that not only was I making myself known from a music standpoint and they finally hearing me and knowing how I, what I had to bring for us from an artist standpoint, but I was actually making money. And it was keeping me from actually doing what I've always known to do, and that's hustle in the streets. So, here it is. It cost me $350, I think, now that I know exact, to press up 1,000 CDs. You sell them for $10 a piece, that's 10 bands, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I started realizing from the very beginning that in my mind was this is how I'm gonna hustle this thing, and that's what it started for me. I came in and started to create this self-promotion type of thing. I was the one that you would see throughout this city hanging his own posters up the wall and all of that stuff, man. I've been through all of those eras of, really touching bases and getting out here and hand to handing with these CDs to get myself in the position, I guess, where I'm at today, because this is where it all started from.